Hey there, welcome to I'm Building a Canoe Part 7. This video will cover prepping the hull now that I have completed adding all the strips. We will cut the shear line at both sides and both ends. We will plane and get it smooth, rounded. I will patch any imperfections with some of the Total Boat epoxy and add in some wood shavings to try to match that color, and then sand, sand, and sand. By the end of this video, I will be ready to add the fiberglass cloth and the epoxy. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. I started the shaping process using a trusty old spoke shape. I'm pretty comfortable with using this from the numerous canoe paddles I've made in the last couple years. This isn't anything fancy. I think I bought it off eBay for a few bucks and just sharpened it up. Working from one end, I slowly cleaned up each strip until it had a nice curve into the strips beside it. Then the process was just repeated all along the entire length of the canoe. It was exciting getting to see the shape of the canoe really start to come together and the color of this eastern red cedar come alive. I definitely found as I got a cleaner and cleaner shape that I could have done a better job milling the strips and also gluing them up. Once I had the sides done, I could take a leftover plank or strip here and extend the shear line. This I'll cut off to get the nice sweeping curve from the center up to each stem. And using the Japanese handsaw, I just cut along that mark. And the process was repeated on both ends and both sides. I now move my attention up to the top, or what ultimately would be the bottom of the canoe, and using a hand plane slowly worked all these back into shape too. Being that this is a flatter profile, the hand plane worked better than using the spoke shape here. Building a canoe like this definitely is a good way to build up your shoulders, arms, and back. Not a bad little exercise that's more rewarding than throwing some metal weights around. Now that I was happy with the rough shape of the canoe, I moved on to mixing up some Total Boat 2-in-1 epoxy. To this I added some fine cedar dust to thicken it up. Then I filled in any gaps, knot holes, or staple holes to get a nice clean surface to put the fiberglass cloth and epoxy that'll be in the next video. Lesson learned here, I probably put on more than I needed to and covered more of the surface than I should have. This created a lot of sanding work on the next step. Once the epoxy was cured, which just takes a couple hours, I started sanding, making sure to wear a respirator to keep that dust out of my throat, nose, and lungs. Started with a 60 grit paper, then worked up to 80 and then finally 120. This left a very smooth surface that I'm happy with. Gave it a quick vac to get the dust off, and then sprayed water on it to raise the grain for one final sanding. You can really see the color come alive here. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for new video notifications, like, comment, and share. There's also a link below to any tools or products used during this video.